This message is titled The Prophecies Concerning the Coming of Christ. There have been many prophecies in the Old Testament that spoke of the coming of Christ, and they were accurate. And many of them were spoken years, thousands of years before it happened. In order to shorten this up so it won't be real long, I'm going to read a lot of these from a page that's in the back of my Bible rather than turn to them all. Jesus was the promised seed of Abraham. This was prophesied in Genesis 18, verse 18. Saying that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. It was fulfilled in Acts chapter 3, verse 25, when Peter spoke of this. Ye are the children of the prophets, and of the covenant which God made with our fathers, saying unto Abraham, and in thy seed shall all the kindreds of the earth be blessed. Jesus was the heir of the throne of David. This one I'm going to turn to. Isaiah chapter 9. Verse 6 and 7. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end, upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. Alright, this was fulfilled in Matthew chapter 1, verse 1. The book of the generation of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Place of birth. He was born in Bethlehem. It was spoken in Micah 5 verse 2. But thou Bethlehem, Ephrathah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me that is to be ruler in Israel, whose going forth have been from old, from everlasting. Fulfilled in Matthew chapter 2 verse 1. Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem. The time of birth, prophesied Daniel chapter 9, verse 25. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. The street shall be built again, and the wall even in troublous times. This was fulfilled in Luke chapter 2, verse 1 and 2. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. Jesus was born of a virgin. This was prophesied in Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14. Therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel, which the word Emmanuel is Hebrew for God with us. Is fulfilled in Matthew chapter 1, verse 18. Now the birth of Jesus Christ was on this wise. When as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Ghost. When Jesus was a young child, he traveled to Egypt. This was prophesied in Hosea chapter 11, verse 1. When Israel was a child, then I loved him, and called my son out of Egypt. Fulfilled in Matthew 2, verse 14. When he rose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed into Egypt. Jesus was a prophet. This was prophesied in Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 15. The Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me, unto him ye shall hearken. Fulfilled John chapter 6, verse 14. Then those men, when they had seen the miracle that Jesus did, said, This is of a truth that prophet that should come into the world. He was betrayed by a friend. This was prophesied in Psalm chapter 41, verse 9. Yea, mine own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, has lifted up his heel against me. Fulfilled Mark chapter 14, verse 10. And Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, went unto the chief priests to betray him unto them. He was sold for 30 pieces of silver. This was prophesied in Zechariah 11, verse 12. And I said unto them, If you think good, give me my price, and if not, forbear. So they weighed for my price 30 pieces of silver. Fulfilled Matthew 26, verse 15. And said unto them, What will ye give me? And I will deliver him unto you. And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver. The money, Judas returned it, and it was used to buy the potter's field. This was prophesied Zechariah 11, verse 13. And the Lord said unto me, Cast it unto the potter, a goodly price, that I was prized at of them. And I took the 30 pieces of silver, and cast them to the potter in the house of the Lord. Fulfilled in Matthew 27, verse 6 and 7. And the chief priest took the silver pieces, and said, It is not lawful for to put them into the treasury, because it is the price of blood. And they took counsel, and bought with them the potter's field to bury strangers in. Hands and feet pierced. Prophesied in Psalm chapter 22, verse 16. For dogs have compassed me, and the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. Fulfilled John chapter 20, verse 27. Then says he to Thomas, Reach hither thy finger, and behold my hands, and reach hither thy hand, and thrust it into my side. Notice, he told him to put his whole hand in his side. That meant that wound was a big wound. It was big enough for his hand to fit into. And be not faithless, but believing. He was given gall and vinegar. Prophesied Psalm chapter 69, verse 21. They gave me also gall for my meat, and in my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink. Fulfilled in John chapter 19, verse 29. Now there was set a vessel full of vinegar, and they filled a sponge with vinegar, and put it upon hyssop, and put it to his mouth. That would just make him thirstier. His side was pierced. Zechariah chapter 12, verse 10. And I will pour upon the house of David, and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the spirit of grace and of the supplication, and they shall look upon me whom they have pierced, and they shall mourn for him, as one mourneth for his only son, and shall be in bitterness for him, as one that is in bitterness for his firstborn. Fulfilled in John chapter 19, verse 34. But one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and forthwith came there out blood and water. Not a bone broken. Psalm chapter 34, verse 20. See, they broke the other two's legs. But when they came to Jesus and realized he was already dead, they did not break his legs. Psalm chapter 34, verse 20. He keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken. Fulfilled John chapter 19, verse 33. But when they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs. He rose from the dead. Psalm chapter 16, verse 10. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell. The word for hell here is the Hebrew word Sheol, which means grave. Neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. It was fulfilled in Matthew chapter 28. Verse 1. In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre, which is a tomb. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat upon it. His countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white as snow. And for fear of him the keepers did shake, and became as dead men. And the angel answered and said unto the woman, Fear not ye, for I know that ye seek Jesus, which was crucified. He is not here, for he is risen, as he said. Come see the place where the Lord lay. And then there's the most detailed prophecy that was spoken in Isaiah 53. Who has believed their report? And to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? In other words, they did not believe it. For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of the dry ground. In other words, he was born of a virgin. He has no form nor comeliness, and when he shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he has borne our griefs, and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. He paid for our sins. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before his shearer is dumb, which means silent. So he openeth not his mouth. Remember when Jesus was accused, he didn't say nothing to the accusations that was against him. He was taken from prison and from judgment. And who shall declare his generation? Some translations put this down, who shall speak of his descendants? For he was cut off out of the land of the living. For the transgression of my people was he stricken. Basically, what this is saying, you know, those claims that this, what they call the Da Vinci Code, are saying, they claim that Jesus had kids. It is a lie. Jesus did not have kids, but he adopted us as his children. And he made, it's verse 9, and he made his grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence, neither was any deceit in his mouth. He was without sin, in other words. Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him. He has put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed, he shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Lord shall prosper in his hand. He shall see of the travail of his soul, and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many. For he shall bear their iniquities. Therefore will I divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he has poured out his soul unto death, and he was numbered with the transgressors. And he bare the sin of many, and made intercession for the transgressors. Now, all these prophecies have been fulfilled, and you can count on it that the end time prophecies that have been recorded in the Bible will also be fulfilled.